I know it's late over there, man. It's gonna be like 2 in the morning over there.
Yeah, no, 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 no. We in the same. It's 11.
But for people from Detroit,
Oh
it's
no, oh no, East Coast. Yeah, it's
yeah,
late. It's late. But you know what?
yeah.
We had to do it, baby. Recap the draft night. Let's talk about it. This last second dose where we doing the most. You already know how we gonna get it, baby. Let's go. I'm ready to talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I think we had a good night. I was a
Yeah.
little I don't know. I like Jameson. I
Oh,
mean, he would have been the top
oh,
receiver. I want to jump
yeah.
onto that. I want to go straight there. We can circle back to Aiden.
Okay, let's just jump into it. Jamison Williams, man, big
I'm
trade.
sorry.
You know what
I'm
we gave up
sorry.
exactly? I'll
We
kind of
gave
lay it
up
out.
the
Lay it
32nd,
out for him.
34th, and 66
Yeah.
for 12 and 46. I
Mm-hmm.
I want to hang on to that 66. I'd rather that 66 been 97 instead of 66.
Of
But
course.
I like the pickup. I mean, he was the top receiver. If didn't tear the ACL, he was hands down the wide receiver one.
Right.
So I feel like we did get wide receiver one there. I mean, he can do it all, run every route in the route tree, big, fast. He, I want to know, do we know his 40 time? Was it 4.2? That's very loud.
I'm
That
sorry.
was
I
what?
don't. I didn't mean to start.
That
Okay.
was
Okay. My bad.
that was very loud. It's
Now we're
okay, bro.
dance popping though, Rad. We trying to get some energy. The chat's popping. Do we know
Hey,
what his
hey,
40
I got.
time? He didn't run. He didn't run.
He looked like he run about a low 4.3. He
You.
looks like a burner,
Yeah. Yeah.
a burner, straight up.
What Brad Holmes said. He was their fastest player that they tracked. He was the fastest one.
On GPS
So
or whatever, for
yeah,
sure.
he's
But
extremely
he
fast.
has breakaway speed, and like
That's exciting.
you alluded to this about a month ago. Like if Chark doesn't pan out, we do need a wide receiver one, and I feel like we got our wide receiver one if Chark doesn't pan out. Now let's
Right.
pray that they both pan out, and now
Uh
I mean
oh.
because Chark's a wide receiver one. Let's be real, like he's shown that he can be a wide receiver one. Bro, we got a core. Look, this time last year we was talking about we got the worst receiving core in the NFL. Now I think we just jumped into that top 10.
Right. It's all of a sudden. Hey, now everybody was
Like,
showing love on social media. Like people were showing Pro Football Focus. The mainstream. Like they were showing some love, man. They're like the Lions are gonna be a problem. They got some weapons now.
hey, I
That
love it.
flipped quick.
I love it. I love
Now,
it.
do you think? Because I'm looking like receivers were going off the board fast, but then you just see how much they're
Oh,
getting paid now. They were flying, man. When I saw Dotson at 16, I was like, whoa. I mean, I
whoa.
guess
I
someone could
thought he
fall
was
in
a
love with that, but
second. I like Dotson. I
yeah,
know you was never the fan. I didn't think he was going
mm,
first round. No, I didn't see
yeah,
first round.
right,
Nah, like I thought Pickens would go before Dotson,
yeah, yeah.
or
That
even
that did
Watson.
surprise me.
Watson before Dotson. To be
I
honest,
thought he'd
like
squeeze in there. I thought he'd get in round one. I thought he would.
you know what? I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like we got the best receiver in the draft and 1A far as edges.
Brad, stop. Come on, man. What do you
I
mean
don't
one
know,
A?
man.
Who's one B?
Jermaine Johnson was kind of that dog,
Okay,
bro. Come
and
on
he
now.
fell far. 26. The Jets got him at 26.
Why is
Come on,
you think
man.
it's because he's what 23? Because he's older. You think that's why he fell?
I guess I don't.
Like I don't know why he fell because really like you know what I'm saying? Because even I had ESPN on mute, but like they were even like, why is he falling so far? Like nobody knew. I was just wondering like maybe because everybody else coming to the draft is like 20, 21, and he's what 23. I think about to
Yeah.
be 24 or something like that. Like I don't know,
Well,
was GM
Hutchinson.
thinking? I
Yeah.
don't know. Go ahead.
Well, how many edges went in the first round? Like three? I mean, was there? Did I miss some? Maybe I thought there was only like three that went in round one.
Walker, Hutch, Kayvon,
Kayvon.
Jermaine, four.
And then George at the very end, but there was a
George, I'm
large
sorry,
gap there in
George.
the middle.
Yeah, it was because that's when the receivers went on that run, and then what? Uh,
Yeah, receivers started flying.
some D linemen
Oh,
went, or not
Lyman
D
was getting
line.
hit
Oh,
heavy.
linemen went.
Yeah.
Oh, linemen start hitting. Pickett came off the board.
Did that surprise you that they went with Pickett?
I mean, I feel like he's probably the most NFL ready. And the
Right.
Steelers are in a division where, like, low key, the AFC North is really the best division in football right now. So you kind of got to come in and be ready to compete, or you're gonna get beat up.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not surprised. I'm really not, but
He's
I
right.
don't know,
Barely
man.
any linebackers went. Yeah, linebackers didn't. I was surprised. Quay Walker feels. I mean, but Quay Walker makes more sense because Trayvon, we know he's kind of a projection for edge, but you're taking that at one. Quay Walker is a little bit of a projection. You know what I mean? But yeah, linebacker was super light. Was Quay Walker the only? No,
Nah,
and Devin Lloyd.
Lloyd went in at
Yes,
the end. Lloyd went
but
at the
linebackers
end.
looking nice, Rad. I mean, when you see what
We
we
got to go.
got, what do we need?
We
What do we need now?
46 has to be a linebacker. It has to be. I don't think Dean's gonna make it to us. I hope Dean makes it to us. But if not, I would think Muma's sitting there. I would think Christian Harris is sitting there. Like I think we're gonna get us a good linebacker at 46.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, and then we have 97. What do you think? I didn't. I'm sorry, I wasn't unable to like really get in the stream now. I'm gonna try. I don't know. Are you guys streaming tomorrow? Okay, I'll just keep going. But anyway,
Yes, yes, they are. I
they
gotta
are
work.
streaming tomorrow. Okay, yeah, my
Yeah,
bad. I was trying to get
I'm
in there,
sorry.
but no, you're good. But when I originally saw that we traded up, I mean, obviously quarterback is like, hold up, are we really gonna get a quarterback this high? And I was just hoping that we wouldn't. But then I'm looking at the board. I'm like, okay, well, we got in front of Minnesota, because we traded with Minnesota. I'm like, are we getting Kyle Hamilton? Like, it's
I,
really a
I
thing?
I I thought it was about to happen. I really
That's what I
did.
was thinking. Wide receiver never even really crossed my mind. I mean, I was like, I never even thought receiver because I'm just like, okay, who do we jump in front of? Wide receiver never really came to mind. I guess if we would have like jumped to 19, I would have thought about it because like Green Bay and Chiefs. Didn't even think about it. But yeah, once you realize like, wide receivers were kind of flying, and Jameson Williams, man, like, bro, I was hyped in the moment. I said he's the next Tyreek Hill, but like, dude, we got that kind of speed on the outside. Oh my goodness. I think it's a good vision of kind of where they feel like. Obviously, I think with Brad Holmes, his guy, he went and got Goff, but we saw like very early there they went out and got like three weapons in the second. I think it was the first draft with Sean McVay, and like to do that to go get, of course, the pass rusher, which was just you had to because he was the best player in the draft, Brad, but then to come back and trade up for a receiver, man. I mean, I'm looking at how much they're getting paid. I'm like, well, yeah, actually, the fifth year option could be very beneficial there. And man, like, yeah, the ACL tear, they probably feel good about that. But you're right, with Chark having the injuries, if Chark goes down, Jameson's healthy. I mean, in a different situation, who would you have on the outside that can stretch the field? Who would you have that would force safety coverage? There really wasn't that many guys on the board. I'm gonna be honest. I thought maybe Christian
Yeah,
Watson could be that, but he definitely wasn't. Putting up the numbers and the production that this guy was at Bama. So
right.
that I had no idea. I didn't see that. Did you see that coming at all? I guess Dan Miller was a little on it. I had
I
no
did,
clue that they were gonna do that.
bro. I thought it was Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
and I
I
would have
thought
been
it was
hyped.
Kyle
I would have still
Hamilton.
been hyped.
I thought it was
Absolutely.
Kyle Hamilton. I mean, I would have been hyped too, obviously, because you know me. I've been preaching defense, and more defense. But
Yeah.
for us to get the wide receiver one of the draft, I'm happy. Like, I really am. Like, I know I've been talking no receivers with those first three picks, but after you made that, like, we lost those three picks because we made that move.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know, man. We came away with the best edge, the best
And
receiver.
it is different when we talk about like not taking a receiver that high because like we always do it like okay we're sitting kind of at 32 and 34 and you kind of see who's available and you're like maybe Christian Watson or something like that or George Pickens who
Right,
knows also coming off an injury but when you also have Jameson Williams there it's like okay well dang that's a different
right.
scenario
It
now we
is.
talking here and plus it's like we didn't know. I mean we thought maybe from the outside looking in exactly what they thought of the offense and what they maybe thought they needed but it's clear like okay like Brad Holmes was gonna get Goff a weapon, you know what I'm saying? And it was like we feel like we just need more playmakers. And now all of a sudden after one pick we're saying, hold up, Lions could be a problem on offense. You know what I'm saying? It's the narrative has
100%.
changed quickly off of two moves in the offseason, really, or re-signing, Josh was part of that. But man, the offense looks good. It
We got a
really
core, bro.
does.
Our receiving core is nice. Throwing TJ Hawkinson at the tight end, Swift healthy, Jamal,
Yeah.
O line intact, O line healthy. bro, our offense looks like it's gonna be a problem. Like
That's
I don't.
exciting.
It's gonna be an issue, bro, because it's like you keep that safety over top because we got Jameson over there. St. Brown and Hutchinson go eat underneath. Don't forget about Chark over there. Like, bro, we gonna be a problem. Like, we should. Hey, long as everybody stay healthy.
Right.
I already said we was making a wild card before the draft even started. So
You did. You did.
I'm
And
gonna
that
keep
was
sticking to it.
like a win now type of move. You know what I mean? Like we understand we have to win football games. It's like part of the plan. If we took a quarterback at, wherever, if we trade up for a quarterback, it kind of you look at the plan differently. Like, okay, what are we really doing here? Like, what's their outlook on this? But even in a scenario where you have all these weapons and maybe you don't feel like Goff delivers with all of them, at least you gave him a shot. And you're like, okay, now we know. But then you
Oh,
have that fifth year option. You know what I mean? And you're like, dude, he's got weapons. Whoever's coming into this situation. But to me, like, if you could win 3 games last year, the way we played the second half with Goff, there's no reason that this team, which I don't even feel like it's biased to just say they haven't gotten worse. They've just gotten better everywhere, just based on how free agency and draft it's went so far. There's no reason this team can't win games at least. So now that quarterback's all of a sudden coming into the kind of a scenario where it's like it's not a bad team.
it's definitely not a bad team. And golf, all eyes are about to be on golf now at this point. Like,
Yeah.
there's literally no excuses. So if he come out and does, we about to
Now
go
we
just
still
get.
need a tackle, Red.
We gonna go get Jameson's quarterback from college. That's all we
It
gonna do
could
is pair
be. It
him.
could
We
be.
gonna pair. We gonna take them two first from next year and go get Buddy from Alabama. So yeah,
Yeah,
all eyes are definitely on golf, bro.
for
You
sure.
said 7 wins, man. Look, the floor is
I'm
nine
just saying that
wins.
the floor has to be 7, right? I mean, okay, yeah, 9 wins
I
is
think
fair. I'm cool
9,
with that. It should be. I
9.
mean, regardless of what we think of the quarterback, the fact is we won 3 games last year, but the way we played in the second half, there's no reason you can't win games with this guy. Even if you don't think he's that great, he's good enough, clearly. So it's like,
He's
dude,
gonna be gravy. We're getting our
there's
all-pro
no.
center back. The receiving core just got a boost. We already got a boost when we added Chark, and then
Oh,
you
one
just
second,
add
Red.
this. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We
I'm gonna
add
get. I'm
this
gonna let
joker
Binks
right
in.
here. We had this Joker. Like, come on, man. And now we about to go get Muma or Christian Harris at pick 46. Come on, bruh. Like, we about to. It's gonna be some problems. It's gonna be some problems. I'm telling you.
So I'm gonna like when
Like,
I
we
have
can.
you answer stuff. My
So
bad, Red.
check
I'll mute
this.
myself real quick.
I want to know. Can you hear me? I see you in the mirror. Oh, you can hear me.
What's up, Red?
Okay, you got your
Yeah.
headset on. You got. I want to know. Do we go safety at 46 or linebacker?
I, if I had to predict now, I would think linebacker. I mean, they could have got Kyle Hamilton. Um,
Right.
I think they.
Let's say Brisker, Muma, and Harris is sitting there.
I think you take linebacker. I think they take Harris.
That's what I want. I
Yeah.
want Harris
I,
or
I'll,
Muma.
I'll ask. That might
And then
work.
97, I believe. What's my kid from Illinois? Is it Kirby?
Kirby Joseph. Let's
Kirby
see if we can do
Josephs could
this.
be sitting there at 97 for us at safety.
Maybe I can just put it. Brad, how are you doing? Are you just listening like through your phone right now?
Nah, I got my AirPod. I got one AirPod
Okay.
in, and I'm
Okay.
about
I
to
thought
put
maybe
the
that would
phone on
work.
the charger.
All right. No, I mean I'll just ask you kind of the questions that he's asking.
If
So.
you got AirPods, put one AirPod in one ear and the other AirPod in the other ear.
Yeah, but I don't. Wait, can I connect that?
If
Let me
you have
turn it down real
AirPods,
quick,
yeah, you
just so it
just
doesn't echo, and then I'll just.
connect it
Oh
via
yeah, I can just
Bluetooth. Or if
Bluetooth
you
it. Okay, let me
yeah,
do that
you
real
just
quick.
connect something via Bluetooth and just split the ears up.
Here
That's
we go.
all.
Let me do that.
The chat's popping too, baby. We come on. We gonna have to grade. I need grades. Chat, what y'all think the grade is so far with our first two picks? Chat, can we get a grade? Can we get a grade? What y'all think the grade is so far? I know what I think the grade is. I'm on A+. Okay, I see. We got an A+ grade so far. B+. Okay.
I'm gonna try
Leo
these.
has no none. We got a C. We got a. Is that a C? Did I see a C? A-, A+, A++. Hey, the chat's feeling it.
1 second. I'm gonna try to connect these. See what I do.
I like that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm I'm a B+, B+. Whoa. Is that
I
just
can
the
do
Niners or is
this.
that everybody, bro? Oh Lord. Oh Lord, it got bad. It got real bad.
I can do
Jameson
this.
Williams pick is a genius since we only have Chark on a 1 year proven deal. Wide receiver free agent market is 20-25 million a year. Williams pick gives us strong value for the next 4 years.
I wasn't
Big boy,
thinking
I
about
feel
being
you.
back. You should have brought a mic.
No, I mean
Crazy Clown
I can
said
hear him
C
talk now,
minus,
so I can
maybe.
go ahead and you can respond. That's cool.
Crazy Clown,
Yeah,
can
we
you
can,
explain
Yeah, I
why
couldn't
you
hear
think
what
he
you
let's
were
got a
just
saying.
C
Yeah.
minus?
let's just do that. Let's
Okay,
just see if that
cool.
works.
If
I'll just
Nakobe
pull
Dean
up.
is sitting there at 46, I definitely
Wait,
want
but
you to
then
pull
I
the
can
trigger
have
on
a
that
mic.
money,
Yeah,
GC.
I want to see how this sounds.
But you talking? So
Wait, Rad, can you hear
Nasty
me?
Media says we fleeced. I can hear both y'all. I'm ready. I'm
okay,
Do
talking
we
to
cool.
the
sound
chat.
okay?
I just had the chat. I just had the chat give out grades. I see a lot of A's. I see a lot of A pluses, A minuses. That's what I'm talking about. We deserve that A,
Do we sound all
bro.
right?
If oh, yeah, y'all sound good, man. I can't hear Banks. What's up,
Okay,
Banks?
cool. Hey, what's up? What's up, Chad? What's up, Red?
What's up, baby? Rad, did you
How
see that
y'all doing,
Jameis
man?
went DPS ran
Give
his
a
fastest
shout
touchdown?
out. We here at the draft, man. This is crazy. Hell of a first day. I am very happy with our picks. I'm just
Okay,
ecstatic. I everybody kept saying Walker was gonna go number one, and when he did, we just exploded, man. That's why I'm hoarse now. We just exploded, and to know that we were going to get Aiden Hutchinson, man, it was just
Yeah.
this day right now. Not only is it a once in a lifetime, it feel like a big dream, but it's just amazing what Brad Holmes did today, and it kind of reminded me of the movie Draft Day. Sprinkle some doggone draft picks, and we came up with the best pass rusher in the draft and the best wide receiver in the draft. Just like St. Brown said, it's about to get dangerous in the D, fellas.
hey,
I
hey,
love it.
Banks. Real quick though, I had the chat throwing out their grades for the draft. What would you grab? What would you grade today's draft?
A plus 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 plus.
Okay, okay, there it is. Y'all heard it
Hands
from
down.
Mr. Banks. You know what I'm
Hands
saying?
down.
Dose.
That's wild. What's
What
up,
you
Rad?
grading it?
Okay. Yeah, I could probably just back it up and probably be good. You said what?
Okay. There you
Sorry.
go.
You said what
I
I
just got a
grade. Yeah,
phone
no, I got.
call. My bad.
You all right? You all right? No, I'd give it an A too, man. How can I not? You know what's weird? I think is the idea is usually like don't trade with divisional teams. Don't trade with divisional teams. And here we are trading with the Minnesota Vikings. But as long as you win the trade, you actually did two great things at once because you actually hurt them and you benefited yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta really believe in that trade if you're gonna make it with the divisional team. That's the thing is I think it gets you're probably gonna get under a bigger microscope than you would if it was just hey, we traded with the Steelers. It's like okay, well let's see what the Steelers do. But you're doing it with a division team. Now you're gonna look at well what they take out of this draft. What do we take? So you're really betting on that. But I love it. I was surprised by the Jameson pick but I also never because I was surprised by receiver, but I was also never thinking that high. I was never thinking that as it was even a possibility the Lions would do something like that. They moved
Right.
up 20 picks, man. Like 20 picks in the first round. If I just look at the value chart, I gotta believe there's a huge difference there. What we gave up doesn't look like very much. I gotta believe it doesn't look like very
So
much.
you think we won in that trade?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean we'll have to find out. Well, who did the Vikings take to end the draft? Do you
So
remember?
they took
Oh,
Lewis Seen, and I
That's who
got
it
a
was.
feeling I think they about to. I got a feeling they're gonna double back and take Nakobe Dean because as of
now
right
see,
now they don't have Anthony Barr anymore. All they have is I can't think of the linebacker, solid linebacker too. Who's the
Kendricks?
Vikings? Kendricks. So I think they're gonna get his running mate and get Nakobe Dean. Now I hope it don't work out like that because I want Dean to fall to 46. Honestly.
I'm not going to say that Dean is going to fall to 46. I'm going to say Brad Johnson is going to pull another rabbit out the hat and trade up and get Dean. The
Oh,
draft isn't over.
oh,
Brad
Holmes.
Holmes made that real clear in his press conference, which we watched today. He said a lot with saying nothing, but he said that everything is on the table, and they want who they want. And the thing that they really, just made my heart pop and made me want to run around the room. He didn't say we traded up
mm-mm-mm-mm.
for a wide receiver. He said we traded up for him.
Okay. I like it. I mean, look, I
Brad,
don't know.
can
I
I ask
want
you a
Dean to be a
question?
Lion. I want Dean to be a Lion. I think he's a baller. Go ahead.
Me too.
Because I know we were talking
You gonna
about
say
Jermaine.
last year?
You thought it might be Kayvon, which I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe I went to sleep last night thinking, man, could it be Kayvon? Really? Like, could they actually take him if Hutchinson was still on the board too? But you had to stick with the gut. It's got to be Hutch. Uh, do you like? What was your reaction immediately to that? Because I didn't get to see yours. I know I was going crazy when I tried to hop into your stream. But what was your immediate reaction to that?
I was excited, but if you want to be honest,
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I had a better feeling last year when we landed Penei Sewell. I
Okay.
don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I'm not saying Hutch is a bad player. I'm happy with the pick. I think it's a good pick. It was a good need. He's an outstanding player. But I was way more excited us landing Penei Sewell last year, just because I never thought we had a chance of getting
Right.
Penei. I mean, obviously we were pick 7, I believe, so we
Yeah.
were a little further back, 5 picks back. I always wanted to trade back. Like that's just
Mhm.
me. I just wanted to trade back because I feel like this is a deep draft. But we got Hutcher too. I'm happy. I didn't go crazy like I did last year. No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I'm not gonna sit here and say I
Well,
did. I was happy. I was happy. I wasn't
can I ask you a
disappointed. I wasn't
question
mad.
there, Red?
Go
And,
ahead.
and I really want to hear your feedback on this because it's just important to me because being on someone that listens and hang on to you and doses every word when it comes down to the facts and when it comes down to not being a talking head, but you guys deal with facts. Why do you think Thibodeau fell so far?
I don't think he fell far. I mean, he went 5. I think it might have to be that he probably just don't really love football that much. I don't know. I mean, he even made a comment like, when I think of college football, it's like I'm not playing for free no more. Like, I mean, I don't. Did y'all hear the comment he made?
No, no.
No, I didn't hear it.
He just made that comment. It just was out. Like, I think it truly is that
My
he
gosh.
football isn't just like a passion. Like he just doesn't truly love the game. I think that could be it. He's a hell of a player. Like everybody knows his film, but it could be that he don't football. He just doesn't bleed and live football through and through, which is nothing wrong with it. Like you should have
Oh, not at
outside
all.
endeavors and things like that. But I think that could be it. I won't say he failed. Like he still went top 5. But
Well,
I
reason
mean,
why I say he failed.
just that comment though. He said, "I'm not playing for free no more." Like I get
Well,
it.
the reason
Everybody
why I
wants the
say he
bag.
failed because he was projected to go number 2, number 1. These were
Yep,
all the
yep. He
thoughts.
was.
Then all of
He
a sudden it
was.
just stopped.
It's true.
He was because he was definitely supposed to go number 1 before like the whole draft season started. Like Tavon was the guy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could just be that everybody don't really think he's fully invested. That's could be my thought because the guy's film is good. He's an uber athlete. It's just that what corners went ahead of him. People believed in Stingley because Stingley has all the
So,
elite
so
traits.
I,
Sting is
I, I got one more for you, Red.
Go
Why
ahead.
you think these quarterbacks fail so far?
Because they're not elite quarterbacks. These ain't.
He always said it.
Don't sugarcoat it. They're
So
just not
so
good.
so so Jared
They're
Goff
not
is elite.
elite.
Oh.
Jared Goff is not elite, but Jared Goff has proven that he can make it to a Super
I like
Bowl.
the analogy. I like
I
that.
tried to get him.
No, you're not about to get me with Goff. Fool. Like he's not elite. Goff was an above average quarterback.
Stafford is
Never
elite
above.
though, right?
Oh, 100%. That's my guy.
Okay, cool.
100%. Like I've been preaching that since day one. People thought I was stupid.
So
No, Stafford's
what would it
elite.
take for Jared Goff to do this next season, 2022, for you to put some respect on his name?
He gonna need to win us some games because everything ain't gonna always go perfect, and sometimes we're gonna have to rely on his shoulder. And I want to see him truly show the city of Detroit that we can rely on his shoulder because Stafford showed us plenty of times that we could rely on his shoulder. Stafford just never had a true run game and a defense. That's what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
And
Okay, fact,
Golf start getting better the second half of the season. And the
facts.
pieces we have added and the pieces we're getting back, I'm excited to see what we do this year. I think we're going to be a wild card team. I truly believe that. And coming
I,
after day one, it's starting to look
Yeah.
even better for us.
Facts.
I like it, man, and I guess it kind of pigeons you holding. It feels like it kind of does that too, because there wasn't like a standout receiver that you could even consider at two. But like the issues that they continue to bring up, and we could obviously see, like they hit those. You know what I mean? They didn't go with the flashy guy, even though Hutchinson, like to me, Kayvon would have been the flashy guy at two.
Exactly.
You take a shot on
I would
Kayvon,
agree.
you get the right. You know how what he is off the edge. He's got all this dancing and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's that. You know, that's the flashy guy they could have went with. But they just said, and even with Brad Holmes said when we were listening, the main thing that he brought up with Hutchinson, character, things like that, but run defense.
Yep.
He's like, that gets overlooked, is he's really good at run defense. And it's, you know, we all know the stats, like, yeah, Lions can't stop the run. But are the Lions really going to address that? Or are they going to get the flashy guy that might be a good pass rusher, or we can all just say, well, potentially he could be this.
Right.
But in reality, you're just taking a guy that's produced. And it's just as simple as that. You saw how fast the pick was in there.
It's kind of like we got the Ryan Kerrigan, or we could have got the like Jadeveon Clowney. Not saying they like play styles are similar, but like
I feel what
Ryan
you're saying.
Kerrigan, I feel like Ryan Kerrigan had a nice consistent NFL career, but he wasn't always just, you know, the flashiest guy. His name when you think pass rushers, you didn't always Ryan Kerrigan didn't pop to your head, but then like Jadeveon Clowney has that hype coming into the NFL.
True.
And Jadeveon Clowney still got hype, but I personally don't feel like he's that good, but he's still got a name in the NFL. So I see what you're saying. Like, we didn't take the flashy guy. Like, Kayvon is that flashy, and then we just got the just that surefire going to get you 10 sacks a season.
Right. Yeah, and
Kayvon may get you 14 one year. The next year, he may get 4.
Yes, exactly.
You know like we got that consistent guy.
And even the receiver move was kind of like his, you know, like not even just like the trading up you could say is flashy, but to get the guy that they said, and we know Randall L said this way back, that he said they were going to sign a receiver, they're going to draft 2 receivers. And even after they go out and get DJ Chark, we're like, well, maybe we don't need to get a receiver this early, you know, things like that. And then they continue to talk about, well, we need a guy that can win consistently on the outside. Okay.
We got him.
They go and get it they get it at third. So it's not like, you know, they're chasing the flash. They're just like, dude, we need this for what we're trying to do. Let's just go get that. Instead of, in this situation, they could have just sat back, waited at 32 and just see what happens. And that's not even just quarterback. That's just in general. They just are chasing what they know they need to win games based on what they think is going to win games. I love that. I don't know. That's just kind of the vibe I get.
Right. And what I say, and I'm going to make another comparison, okay? Don't beat me up, Chad. Don't bring me up there, Rad. But I'm going to say the comparison of Ryan Leaf versus Peyton Manning. Not the flash, but they got the one that does the work.
I feel
like that. I like that.
I feel that.
And we know what
Ryan Leaf turned out to be.
Like even if we have questions about, like, you know, Hutchinson specifically, maybe a little bit of his bend and, you know, his get off, which is not bad, by the way. It's just maybe isn't as good as Kayvon's. He'll just have to win a different way. He may not have the measurable, but to think about a guy in the Big Ten that had 13 sacks and he doesn't have these, you know, maybe, you know, that pops out to you. Oh, look at his length. I mean, we saw him at the combine. He just, you know, he was a great athlete. And you're like, okay, this guy's great. I mean, unless you're caught up in 40 time, aside from that, he was great at everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that in the Big Ten, like the run defense first, which has always showed up in his game, but in the biggest games where it's like, okay, you saw Kayvon Thibodeau against Utah be extremely quiet at the end of the season.
They shut him down.
Where you're like, let's run the ball at Kayvon. And it's like, well, that's, you know, how are you just able to do that? And you're getting blown out by this team. I'm not saying the blowout's his fault, but you go to like Hutchinson and you take a look at, okay, Ohio State does what he does. Iowa,
he showed up. Yep. He showed up.
You can't bring up Georgia. But even to the Georgia thing, to me, it was a different situation because it wasn't like he wasn't stopping the run and they were just like running towards him and beating him off the ball. They were just, let's game plan away from this guy, you know, which in general should make our cornerback position even better. So
exactly,
I don't know. I love it. I mean, I had him won the entire time, but Red, I don't know. I'm just super.
I know you loved it. I know you loved it. I loved it. I'm not mad at it. I loved it.
Red. With the possibility of our pass rush and even getting, you know, Jared Davis to help with our pass rush and the linebackers and edge rushers that we have, can you talk about our corners, how much of a difference they could make with the experience that they gathered this past season with good edge pressure and edge rushes and good pressure on the quarterback?
I think we're going to see a huge improvement from our corners just because Our pass rush should get better. Yeah, so that's, I mean, a good pass rush is going to help DBs. And for our DBs to play the way they did without that much of a pass rush last year,
Such a beer a lot. All right, so-
can y'all hear me?
yeah. My bad. I was showing something.
No, oh, my bad. I think our DBs are going to get better. I mean, a lot of them are coming off injuries, but we have a great coaching staff. They're going to get another full offseason with us. So, yeah, I think we are going to see a huge improvement from our defensive backs. We're getting the Kuda back, and then we just added Aiden Hutchinson. Charles came back. I don't think Gerard Davis will be on the team. Jerry Davis will be on the team. But you know what? Nobody cares about him. So, yes, to answer your question, I'm just playing. I know y'all love Gerard Davis. I don't know why y'all like Gerard Davis.
Hey, he was the top.
Hey,
Just feel for the
I
guy.
can't stand
He
them.
performed under
can't
Jim
stand
Caldwell,
them.
but he didn't perform under that new defense. He had 90-something tackles under Jim Caldwell.
And that was his rookie
He performed.
season.
That was his rookie season. Then it changed, and he had to get used to a new defense.
Yeah, that's
Look,
unfortunate.
But we got our Bosa and our JJ Watt now. So
let's go get our N'Kobe
we can
Dean.
stand by. Yep.
Let's go get N'Kobe Dean or Muma or Christian Harris. If we get one of them backers, I'm happy. I don't care
So,
what happens.
what would you give up to trade up and get Dean, the linebacker?
Would you do it?
First of all, would you do it?
Hold on, I'm chewing this popcorn. I'm sorry.
What's the chat saying? Wait, hold on. Let me give a shout out to the chat. Jerry Jacobs in the corner.
The chat's popping, bro. The chat's
Jerry
popping.
Davis cannot cover. Not at all. We need him to rush the quarterback.
Right. If Jared Davis is rushing the quarterback, then we can get something out of him 100%. Because I think he can. If you keep his assignments real simple and just let him run and attack, cool. Because that's his strength, running and just attacking. But you got him thinking too much and dropping in coverage and no.
Right.
Yep. I think I don't know if I would trade up for Dean. Like for one, we don't have much capital left this year. And I don't know what it takes we'd have to give up 46 to probably one of them lates.
Is he worth trading up because you want him to be a Lion that bad to fit in our schemes? Is the question.
No. I don't really want to give up any more picks because I feel like we could still sit at 46 and land Christian Harris.
We got 2 first-round picks next year.
No, we can't give up not a first. None of those first.
No. I mean, I'm just trying to give a facts. If Dean is that much, it means that much to be a Lion.
Nope. I'll sit tight. If you talking about I got to give up a next year's, first, I'm not giving up a next year's first for him. No, because next year, just in case golf don't pan out, we're gonna go get the kid from Alabama and pair him up with Jamison Williams again. I'm like, nah.
What if golf pans out? What if golf win us a Super Bowl next year? This year.
And you know what? Great. Then we can continue building around them.
If golf win us the Super Bowl, we come in next year with 2 first-round picks. Stop. Oh my goodness, man. No, I'm with Brad. Like, like you're saying, Jared Davis can't cover. Okay, well, the linebackers they're looking at guys can cover, right?
I like Jared Davis though, but he can't cover.
Christian Harris, I haven't heard a word about Christian Harris to the Lions, but that dude can cover. I would love that. He's a playmaker. So guys like that, the only thing about Christian Harris,
from Georgia?
Christian Harris from Alabama.
So
you get another Bama guy.
Yeah,
I think he's a little bit like less instinctual. He's not as quick on the plays like a Chad Muma, but those guys that you can make the reads a little simplified. It's like, hey, just go play man coverage on the running back. Can you physically do that? I think that's, to me, Brad, I want to know your thoughts because, you talk about how D-line helps the linebackers so much. What about, like, when you're looking at those linebackers, like an Asamo or those kind of guys, are they just kind of looking for, because to me, like a coverage guy where it's, can you physically do this? Where some of the other positions, we may need a guy that's on a higher level, more well-rounded, but we need the guys that can physically handle it, and we'll just put you in the situation because your D-line is going to hold it down. You know what I mean?
I do. You talking about the kid out of Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, Austin, or even your guy, Christian Harris. Like I look at him as, he's not always in the right spot, but he can play coverage. So I can just simply say, hey, go cover the running back, go cover the tight end. Which, if we honestly look at it, Alex Anzalone can do it a little bit, but he's definitely not great at
as
it.
athletic.
But,
He's
but
not as athletic as them
these
kids.
two linebackers you're
And the thing,
referring to
Both
can be coached up on
absolutely.
the other
a
stuff.
hundred,
With the coaching
100%.
staff that we got, man, to me, in my personally, there's nothing off the table. Nothing
Look,
is off the table.
That cornerback's on the table.
yeah, I would say Muma Reeds is a little faster than Christian Harris,
Yeah,
but Christian Harris to me is he's a better athlete, and Muma's a good
I agree.
athlete too. Don't get me wrong,
So
but
with
a
this
bad read.
number 2 pick at 46, would you
Mhm.
get a left tackle or would you go ahead and get
No,
a linebacker?
I'm going to get a linebacker, 100%. We need to go defense. 46 and 97 needs to be defense. There's no need to waste a second round pick on a left tackle who's not about to come in and start. Your second round picks are coming in as normally as starters. Your third
Okay.
round picks are sometimes coming in as starters or competing for a starting position.
So
Right
we
now, we don't need
so
to
we
go
need to
left
pick
tackle.
up a tackle in the 4th round.
We don't have a fourth. We're gonna have to pick up a tackle like at
Oh,
181
in
or
the
something like
5th.
that, 177. But yeah, in the fifth, that's when the tackle. Like we just need you to be back up. You need to be solid just in case somebody gets hurt. You can plug and play. Like nah,
Okay.
like we got Big B for another year. We're good. O line is good. Like we need to just sit tight. These next two picks, 46 and 97, needs to be defense. Both
Okay.
picks needs to be defense. Not
Linebackers
less.
and
Only
defensive tackle.
look. 46 needs to be linebacker. Now, if we sitting at 97, now you talking about like a Kenneth Walker then fell or Brees, kid from Iowa State, Brees Hall. Is it Brees Hall?
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall then fell to 97. Now I'll put a trigger on another offensive player. Like I feel like it has to be a dog,
Yeah.
a offensive dog that fell to 97 for us to pull the trigger because our defense still needs help. Because right now, the offense we got, if we started the season today, I am perfectly fine with it. I feel like we can compete and score
Agreed.
with anybody. Defense is where we need to attack these next two picks. Not unless at 97 a dog is sitting there like Walker or Brees Hall.
So what defensive tackles do you think that we'd be able to pick up at 97?
The guy from is it Neil Farrell from LSU should be will be sitting there.
You
I
want
don't
BT?
think Perry
Yeah,
Winfrey won't be
I
there.
think we need another defensive tackle to go with Levi.
Perry won't be there. Will won't be
Mathis
there.
might be there. I'd be down for Mathis too. Another Bama
Mathis,
guy.
yeah, he'll be there. I don't know. I don't think pick 97 needs to be defensive tackle. I think pick 97 needs to either be another linebacker or a safety.
Things are going to get
You think so?
Yeah, man.
Well, when do
I
we
think-
address the defensive tackle then?
Shit, you might have to do it in undrafted. Like, we're not hurting at defensive tackle. Like, do we need another one? Yeah, but
Yeah,
we have some starters.
I think that we are not that we're hurting at defensive tackle, but it's an area that needs to be addressed because we need to get that push. We addressed the edge by bringing back Harris and the people we brought back by getting Hutchinson, and we addressed the linebacker like you say with this 46 pick, But we need to address the defensive tackle because we need that push, and again, help stopping the run up the middle.
I feel that.
Yeah,
100%.
that could be there with the what picks do? So we have 177 and 181. So in 217, so we still have some late picks. Yeah, you might be able to get a backup defensive tackle in there. I think that's
a good rotational player that will show up.
You do need it because they haven't signed anybody. So you could do it after the draft. I don't even know who's still available in free agency, but you lost Nick Williams, who played half your snaps, and you haven't signed anybody to fill that in.
Exactly.
Now, Levi should play more, but you do need a backup there. So I agree. I think it's a good question. You're thinking linebacker, safety. You probably have to. I mean, Brad, I can't see if you were stuck at where you are now that you couldn't go, that you would be able to not take those two positions with your next two picks. Either one, because to me, if you don't take a linebacker within your next two picks, you're not looking at a day one starter. If you don't take a safety within your next two picks, you may be able to do that. But man, I'm not feeling great about it. I'm probably not feeling great
what about the people that we brought in the free agency? The safeties and stuff.
Deshaun Elliott, yeah. I mean, he's a starter
what about
now,
him?
right? He's a plug-in starter at this point.
Yeah, he's a starter. I think he's been a starter. It's just injuries. He's on a 1-year prove-it deal. I like Deshaun Elliott. I think he can come in and be a day one starter for us. So that's why I picked 97. It's a safety. That's a third-round pick. you're in there possibly could take a guy's position, but we're not asking you to come in and start day one. Kind of like Iffy. Like
Yeah.
you can come in and take a guy's spot at the cornerback position, but we're not like really relying on you. You're third rounder, third and fourth rounders. Like if you just come in and ball, like yeah, you deserve a job, but like you still somewhat of a project player. And at pick 97, I think it needs to be. It depends on like if it's a safety. If my boy Kirby Joseph is sitting there, I'll take him.
Yep.
Cross is sitting there, I'll take him. If he's not sitting there, and to be real, if Ojabo is sitting there, I'm running it. Look. I know we just got us an edge.
Let's say at 46.
If David Ojabo is sitting there at 97, I'm running the card up to the.
If he's there at 46. If you had,
46. Nope. We need a linebacker, bro. I'm not doing it. No, I need one of them linebackers. But if he's sitting there at 97, you can scratch everything I just said. If David Ojabo sitting there at 97, we're running that card up there.
You take that pick and then you trade back into the draft if you need to. You know what I mean? You just take that.
Like I'm taking Ojabo, bro. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
What?
What do you think about Ghost Rider's question, man? I know this isn't something that you can really say based on now. He said, let me ask a quick question. Do you think they hit a home run? Do you think they hit a home run with last year's UDFA?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Them guys came in and played some big plays for us.
Yeah, we had some studs.
Well, again, the reason why I say, and again, I'm not an expert like you guys, but the reason why I say we hit a home run due to the simple fact is that our scouting department is freaking amazing. And you got a good chance to see them at the Senior Bowl. So all these UTFAs, whatever, undrafted free agents, they already know who they are and what they're bringing to the table. And so we can knock it out the park with those, just alone with the ones they bring in that want to be part of the top class. And from watching the program that they have, it's like Inside the Den. I did not know that they offer hometown prospects to come in and they train them. So we getting talent from that pool as well.
True.
And then if you look at it, let's just call it the way it is. The USFL. That's another spot where they can look at and get talent from
Shea
too.
Patterson, that's what you're saying.
No, we're not getting Shea Patterson. But I'm saying look at for safeties, defensive tackle, and undrafted free agents. Our scouting class is just amazing. So with the things that Brad Holmes has put into play and the relationship, the main part to me of all of this that's going down is the relationship of Sheila Ford Hamp, Brad Holmes, and the coach Dan Campbell. The relationship and the trust that they have with their coordinators and their position coaches to give them input as well as the scouts on players. That's just amazing. We've never had that.
Look,
now.
Jerry Jacobs alone let us know we hit on our undrafted free agents. That kid was considered the best DB on our team at one point too.
Yep,
he was.
He got hurt. So Jerry Jacobs alone, AJ Parker played some good. AJ Parker had an up and down year, but at the end of the day, I think he played pretty solid for us to come in as an undrafted. He did his thing at the nickel. Netflix, he hit.
Brock Wright.
Brock Wright, thank you.
Tommy Kramer,
Kramer. What
about the running back Reynolds?
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, that's Netflix. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you call him Netflix.
Yeah. They have
100%. We
got
hit
him
on
on
our
the top of
undrafted.
Netflix.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Well, we're gonna hit again on this year on undrafted free agent. Brad Holmes is doing his thing.
I think the scouting department is out freaking standing.
So, Brad,
Talk to me.
let's just say we were stuck with our next. We got 5 picks left. Someone asked the question. They basically said, "How do we fill some of these needs?" So let's just say we know you're playing linebacker and safety. Hypothetically, what would be the next 3 spots? To me, I would think those 2, and then my third would be tackle. Then I'd come back defensive line.
Okay.
And then I think at that point it's open to running back, tight end, another defensive lineman, cornerback. Kind of opens up the board completely with my last pick. That's how I look at it with what I have right now.
Could y'all help me out?
I would agree.
That's something that I don't understand. With your last pick, why would you get a running back with the running back room that we have? Why not get something else like another defensive lineman or another left tackle or a safety or a linebacker, a project on defense that we could go with instead of getting another running back. We don't need another running back. We don't need another wide receiver or tight end. You know what I'm saying? Why not just keep addressing the need? I never understood that. Why get a running back? Could you explain? Could you help me out with that? Because I don't understand.
I think getting another running back, you can find a running back. I don't know. I feel like running backs just pop. Like you could find one in the 6th, 7th that just was.
But why do you have to get one?
Okay, because Swift can't make it through a full season. Jamal's on his last year. Netflix, he played well, but like we still don't know if he's like the future. Jefferson, we still don't know if he's the future. Like, why not bring another guy in just to see if we can find another diamond in the rough that's just gonna pop? Arian Foster was what, undrafted? I don't know if y'all remember Arian Foster for the Texans.
Yep, he was a beast.
Undrafted. Why not bring in a guy who ended up popping? Arian Foster.
Okay, but I understand undrafted, but why should you waste a pick on that?
I mean, pick 13 ain't really anyway. So it's like, why not just take a running back? I mean, look, with that last pick, I'm open to take with like I'm pretty much on the same game plan Doge just laid out for us. I think he needs to go linebacker, safety. Then once we hit that 5th, I think we should address offensive tackle or somebody who can play tackle and guard who has some versatility. Okay. That next one should be, I think it should be a tight end just because we got Hawk on his 5th year, but ain't nobody really behind him pushing him. I know Brock Wright is solid, but why not try to see if we can find another guy who could blow up? And then with the 200-something pick, yeah, that's where you can just play like that one. Okay, who's the best player available that don't? Bam, let's take him. Even if it's not a need. That's how I'm looking at it. I like the way Doge just laid it out because that's where I want to go. It needs to be linebacker, safety, and then we start addressing. Like at pick 217, we can get the guy. It's a receiver out of University of Tulsa. I think his name is Johnson. God, I can't think of the kid's name.
Yeah.
He's a solid receiver.
He has some hands issues.
You could possibly at 217 at whatever pick 200 get a return specialist. I don't care what position he plays because we need a guy to return kicks. I know Jameson can return kicks, but realistically, who is returning kicks for us next year? We don't know. We don't really know. So let's get a return specialist with that pick. We got a punt returner. That's Raymond. I mean, St. Brown can return punts, but like, let's get somebody who can return some kicks. That's what that pick 2 something can be. I don't care if the dude play wide receiver, corner, whatever. We need a kick returner.
So you don't like Raymond returning kicks?
Who is that?
Raymond.
Not a kick returner. Nah, not kick returner. I think he's good at punt returns.
You're gobbling after doing kicks.
No, we don't.
Not kick returning.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Wait. No, but I think to your question, I feel like that 217 or something. I think, and that's a 6th round pick this year, so I guess it's a little bit different. But let's just say a 7th round pick in general. I think it's almost like when we took Jamar, we just don't want that guy to hit UDFA because we don't want teams having a shot to sign him. We just want to make sure he's aligned. You know what I mean? I guess that's
where you get the scouting from.
Right.
The scouting was like, okay.
I guess that's why you take running back there, just because you want to make sure that running back doesn't go somewhere else.
I can see that.
It's a good point because we do talk about running back, and it's definitely not a position where if we didn't hit it, we'd be in a bad spot. You know what I mean? We got the guys.
Can I flip it real quick? We can get back on our line, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know who got the best grade today? Was the Jets. The Jets got the best grade.
I think they did too.
I know we talking Lions. I love my Lions throwing through. The Jets nailed it today. They got Sauce, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson. Come on, man. I'm sorry. We can go back to Lions. I just want to throw that. I've been wanting to get that off my chest.
No, but that's facts though. The Jets did very, very well today.
I was kind of jealous.
This ain't second dose Jets. This second dose Lions. Lions. But I agree with you that the Jets did good, and I'm not going to take that away. It's like I agree with you that KFC is good, but it ain't Popeyes, son. I agree. But Popeyes is just it.
I'm more of a Church's Chicken kind of guy.
See what I'm saying? No. Popeyes.
I'm a Church's Chicken
Popeyes.
kind of guy. But you know what?
Popeyes spicy.
Let's get back on our line.
Popeyes spicy. Have you tried the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes, bro?
Oh, it's
I'm home. That's the best chicken sandwich God has put on this earth.
It's bomb. What the chat saying? I can't see the chat, y'all. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry,
What they
man.
saying?
What about the here? Let's answer some chat stuff. He says Ritter or Howell at pick 9. I'm not sure what he's talking about. I'm assuming I'm just assuming he's going to stay with our next pick, Ritter or Howell. Brad, you can hit on it. Just like we'll kind of fly through some of these questions. I'm saying no, but if I had to take one, I'd take a shot on Howell. I don't know. I'd take a shot on either one, but I don't want either of them. What do you think, Brad? Is he muted? He might. Yeah, he's muted. Anyway, but no, I think we just laid it out. Like we need a starting linebacker. So to me, like if you take that, if we don't move back in and we just take a quarterback with 46, you're saying your top linebacker, which is it's not impossible to do it.
Mhm.
Rams did it with Ernest Jones last season, and we know that's Brand Holmes coming from that, so he can make it work, especially if at the dominant defensive line. But I think they know they want that guy that can help in coverage. And once you're pushing 97, you just don't know if it's going to be there. Kirby Joseph, I think, definitely is in play. What the chat is saying, let's see.
I'm back. My bad.
No, you're good. I'm just going to go through some of the chat stuff here. They're going 2, 3. This comes down to who's there. Any position player better, cornerback, safety, tight end. I think cornerback's in play. I think it could be a surprise. Yeah, I think it could be. No, I don't think it'd be.
How high?
You guys are breaking it down. I can't see it being 46. I can't.
Nah,
I could see it being
97.
one of their 3 picks, but that's it. That's the earliest I could see is.
You don't think it could be 97?
No.
No.
I think maybe a hybrid safety a little bit. That I could put in the slot. Like your boy Petrie's still sitting there. There's a lot of studs still sitting there. Red, who's your top players that stick out to you? They're still sitting there. Jalen Petrie is still sitting there. I know you're a big Petrie guy.
Petrie's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Brisker's still sitting there. Christian Watson's still sitting there. N'Kobe Dean, and obviously we've been talking about him. My guy Leo from Texas A&M is still sitting there. Perry Allen Winfrey. Jones from UConn is still sitting there.
Hey, did you hear Brad Holmes say that Hutchinson's a dog?
He did say that.
He's a dog. I mean, he's a dog.
Look,
we got a
he
dog.
also said that it was a fair trade.
With the Vikings.
Yeah. Well, what do we think about those, real quick? Like, thoughts on what they did?
Somebody in the chat just did the points. Somebody just did the trade points, and
that we won the value.
We won the trade points by a couple hundred.
Wow,
that's insane. You would always think you'd lose that moving up. I would think, especially with the divisional team. Like, oh, you want to move up? Okay, you're going to give us everything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how we pulled that off, but
I do.
I mean,
I think Green Bay had a good draft.
Chris Gilman brother ain't the GM no more, so it was a new GM that didn't know what he was doing, like the guy from the Jaguars on draft day.
Right. Oh, Jacksonville taking Walker at 1. Come on, man.
That was an L. I don't know why they ever gave him that decision. That would be a good idea. What about the other teams in the North today? So the Bears didn't pick.
I think Green Bay did solid. They got Quay Walker, and then they got my boy. You know, Devontae Wyatt was my favorite player in the draft. So
yeah, that was good.
So yeah.
So Green Bay got an A today?
No, I'm not giving them no A. No. They can get a B. They'll get a B.
They still haven't addressed the wide receiver yet.
Because they don't do that. They like to be disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers. You know that.
I was hoping they wouldn't get Watson. I was just like, don't take Watson, man. That's all I was hoping. I don't want to have to face that guy every year.
I hope they get David Bell. I hope they get Bell.
No, don't get David Bell either. Don't get any receivers. I didn't like the Quay Walker pick, honestly, Brad. I
didn't either. I thought it was a reach.
I get it. He almost feels like I think I was telling you this. Like when I think about Quay Walker, I think about Trayvon, where you're like, okay, what can he be based on his measurables and his athleticism? But that's different at pick 20, whatever the heck they were at, 29 or whatever, versus pick 1. That's why that made no sense to me. The Jaguars did that. But still, even with that said, Packers may need that type of linebacker, a guy like him that can play the strong side. But no, I thought he was you could probably say he's the 3rd best linebacker on that team. So it's like you took him with your first pick. That's tough. But Wyatt was a steal. I forgot he was even available.
I got a question. Do you think Smith from Penn State will be there at 97?
No.
You don't think he'll make it to 97?
No, I
And do
would
you
think
believe?
someone would bet on that. Wouldn't you think someone would bet on the athlete there, the big guy that can run? You know, he's like 6'3".
Do, do you think he can play will linebacker, weak side? Because
I think
he's
he could.
uber
I think,
athletic. He's uber
yeah,
athletic.
it may take him a little time, but like we said, he played like an overhang role, so he can definitely play outside. I think he could help in coverage. But I would think someone would bet on that. Like a guy that's 6'3", 240 that can run. It's like you don't find that all the time.
You can again. That's something that can be coached.
Yeah, especially in those rounds. That's something
Yeah.
no, he ain't a round one pick. But with that said, if Brandon Smith doesn't go, that could leave the door open for those guys who are maybe not as excited as like, oh, okay, what can he be because he's this crazy, physical dude. But instead, it's a guy like Nakobe Dean who we're saying, well, he's
Right.
falling because he's just not very big. Well, no, he's not very big, but that's not the role I'm playing him in. I don't
Right.
need him to be 236 2. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So
Mhm.
for us, that could be super beneficial. Where we're looking at Brian Asamoah, we're looking at Nakobe Dean. Teams aren't interested because they're like, well, he's just a will linebacker. He can't hold up against blockers. But the Lions are saying, you're like, okay, we're not looking for that.
Exactly.
We're not playing that way. So that could maybe 97 does come and play for linebacker, where the Lions do take the safety at 46. Because if Brisker goes early tomorrow,
Mhm.
I mean, there's a pretty
Yeah.
good shot. Kirby Joseph could be the next safety up.
Or Nick Cross.
Nick Cross too, yeah. I mean, but you think more teams would value the guy in Nick Cross who's a good hitter, but not as productive as a guy Joseph who had 5 interceptions last year? Like teams, I think are going to hold off too long on that. So it might come back to we take the safety first, come back with a linebacker because if guys like Muma, Denver, I'm seeing them at 40, makes a ton of sense. But those more instinctual linebackers, better against the run, maybe start going off early, and the Lions are sent back like we're not worried about that. And maybe that is a Nakobe Dean that's trade up for something like that could go down.
Yep.
Man, I
Like,
hope
that
Dean
one's-
falls to us. I just know Dean's not falling to us. I'm not even gonna get
I
excited
think
about
But
it.
what if he do?
Man, he's not falling to
We
us.
won't take him.
I gotta see. I need to see the draft order in order to say that. I just know he's not about to fall. What is it, 12 picks?
Can I ask you something, Red, and be honest with me? Did you
Talking.
that happened today?
I can't hear you. It cut out on me.
Did
Say it
you
again, sir.
foresee any of the craziness that happened today during the draft, during the first round?
No, I didn't see all these trades, wide receivers trade.
Okay, well, and the players that fall and the run on wide receivers. So tomorrow, it's a possibility. It really is a possibility, man. For real. I did not see the Jaguars getting Walker.
You didn't. You really thought they were going to tackle, but either way, we're still happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they were talking about even when the Lions interviewed the Jaguars, PR personnel, people inside their camp, they were talking about they were going to take Aiden Hutchinson. Walker wasn't even on the board.
Wow.
I think Harris is going to fall to us. I think Charles Harris is going to not Charles. Okay, Christian Harris is going to fall to us.
It's gonna be interesting because you brought up a good point. Like receiver today, how early they started flying, just like offensive linemen. Like last year was defensive linemen, and the Lions are like, okay, let's get Levi now.
Yep.
Because defensive linemen are starting to fly. Same thing with Aleem. Let's double back, get that. So, like I'm saying, tomorrow you look at a team like Jacksonville, who today I don't remember who Jacksonville took. I don't think they took a safety though. I'm pretty sure they took Devin Lloyd today.
Yeah.
So when you see that and you're like, okay, they have the next pick in the draft. They could jump on a safety right away. Now you have that safety off, and you already have the guy out of Georgia Lewis-Seen who just went at the end of the draft.
Right.
So now I got 2 safeties off the board, and you're just 1 pick in the second round. Safeties might start flying, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, let's go get our guy Kirby Joseph right now. Yep. We might trade up for that guy tomorrow.
Yep. I mean, you'll be surprised. This, to me, is just an outsider, just not really having the knowledge that you guys have and breaking down everything. This whole draft was a surprise. The way you thought it was going to go right, and it went left. All the way down. Yeah, Pittsburgh, they got a quarterback, but all the other teams that we felt needed a quarterback didn't even look at them, and they just fell all the way down to the second round. And then you're looking at some of the other different prospects, and people jumping at wide receivers that you didn't think needed wide receivers. So it was just a total shock for me. So again, I don't take nothing off the table tomorrow because, like you say, a lot of people's draft board might have got messed up today. You know?
Yeah, I know the Vikings did. And they
Yeah. You know, Chicago.
We picked
They,
14th in the
but
season.
anyway,
I don't see it happening, man. I'm looking at a team that, I mean, the Texans got so many holes. They could try to snag Dean. The Giants.
But Brad,
Seattle just
how many
lost
of those
Bobby
teams could take
Wagner. Seattle could probably snag Dean.
okay,
They
but
got
like
two
you said,
picks
how many of
left.
those teams could take a safety right now? What teams you got?
So
Because I know
tomorrow we got
Jacksonville
what?
starts right away. They could take a safety.
Tampa starts it tomorrow with the first pick. Then you got Minnesota.
Is Jacksonville not picked
No,
before?
remember, that was that trade. That's how Jacksonville came back in and took
Oh, okay.
Lloyd. They got
okay,
it.
well, maybe we could get a safety.
Yeah.
So Tampa starts tomorrow. Then we got Minnesota, Tennessee, Giants, Houston, Jets, Chicago, Seattle, Indy, Atlanta, Cleveland, Baltimore, then us. I don't see it playing well for us. I'm trying to figure out getting a Kobe Dean.
I think Dean will fit there at 46. I do.
Me too.
If not, as long as Christian Harris is there tomorrow, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because who took a crazy pick we didn't hear of before? Somebody took somebody was like,
New
who's
England,
that guy?
New England,
Okay.
that offensive lineman. But New England always do that.
And it was another one too. Somebody took that was crazy.
Was it the dude out of Tulsa? When the Cowboys took the tackle out of Tulsa?
Yeah,
It wasn't the tackle out of Tulsa. It was something crazy. We was like, who is this guy? Because the guy behind us, they go to Michigan State or go to Michigan. He was like, what?
Oh, I do remember that.
Right.
Yeah, I do remember that.
What?
I do remember that. Well, I think a lot of people were thinking for a lot of those picks that a quarterback would go off, and then they just didn't. But we know, like from us on the outside, what we hear and the rumors that we're getting, some of them could be true. Some of those things I think could sway your decision when you get closer to the draft on visits. But I think like they have most of their boards set by the time they're even months out from the draft. You know, they already know what they like. So when we're starting to get this news of, well, hold on, maybe these quarterbacks aren't so good just because we're finally looking into it.
Yeah.
They're already like, no, we didn't like that guy anyway back then. So I just think it was simple as there's not that many good quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's just not a good class for quarterbacks. Not a good class.
Could we see a run of quarterbacks at the beginning of the draft? Let me see. Who still needs a quarterback?
I mean, I saw Seattle as a favorite.
Quarterback. No, not Tennessee.
Titan.
Oh.
The Texans? No, they like Davis. Chicago. Nobody needs a quarterback ahead of us except for Atlanta at pick 11. That's it. Pick 11. Everybody else good at quarterback. We need to run something.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm not. And here's the thing: like we're talking about taking it at 46. If we were sitting there at 46 and someone wants to move up and grab a quarterback or whoever, if we traded down to 63 tomorrow, let's just say throw out a number, or we get our 66 somewhere in that range back. Now you're in a spot where, man, we grabbed some of those extra picks, talking about D-line, things like that.
Right.
You might still be able to get your linebacker and safety. You know what I mean?
True. In the same round.
You might still be able to get them both with both of those picks.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. It's kind of open.
Dude.
Like we got the two biggest. I wouldn't even say wide receivers the biggest hole, but to get like after edge, it was just like, okay, the board's kind of open. You could argue safety, you could argue cornerback, but it was like, we know we have to be better here. We know what we have, and we know we're not good enough.
Right.
And we haven't been good enough. When's the last time we've been good enough? Last time we made the playoffs. That's the last time we've been good enough.
Did you see Aaron Glenn's interview? And one thing that he made the point of that really struck a chord with me is that the honeymoon time is over with. You know, we're going to make sure that we get these guys to the next level.
Ready to go.
And that's what I'm talking about. Hitting the ground running. It's time out. We got to get there, get to that next level, and start making a difference. Let's get the ball back for the offense and let them play. Stop people at the end of the game. Make a difference.
You need turnover guys. That's what Kirby told you.
The chat said if Willis is at 46, do we take him?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Not at all.
Dean or Jabo?
I'm taking Dean.
I agree with Dean.
I need a playmaker.
I'm taking Dean.
Because, Red, you've been saying it. We need a playmaker on defense, and Dean's that. It'd be nice to have a playmaker at all three levels.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have that at the linebacker group. We got guys that I can say, yeah, they're solid. But if I had Alex Anzalone next to a stud linebacker, he's going to look a lot better because I can put him in a spot that he'll feel good. We don't have that. We finally got a player that we're walking out that teams come into the game and they're like, hey, look, we got to worry about Hutchinson.
Exactly.
We didn't have a guy on defense like that last year.
So
even with, honestly, in all honesty, even with Romeo, no one really feared Romeo. It was like he can get pressure. He's a good edge. They just get paid. But no one's like double team. Let's triple team him. Do these kind of things. He's not dominant against the run. So you're not fearing that guy. The last guy you probably feared on our defense is either when we had this great D line or we had Darius Slay at his peak.
Yep.
Aside from that, it's like who's scary on this defense? And Rad's been saying it. We need those blue chip. We need those guys that on defense you're worried about. We have that on offense clearly.
Yep.
You have to worry about Hawk when he's healthy. You have to worry about Swift when he's healthy.
Yep.
So that looks really good because now he's got weapons playing off each other. And to me, the biggest issue with offense almost is it wasn't even that we weren't top heavy in areas. It was just that we didn't have the depth in areas.
Right.
And receivers getting that now. But for defense, we don't have those guys. And I'm sorry, one more thing.
Uh-huh.
When I said to you, this is the reason I said this. I was like, people say that you can't win by building your defense, and it's an offensive league. You got to score 35 points, things like that. But then you see a team like the Packers who literally trade away Devontae Adams. They didn't get Darren Waller.
Right.
And their first 2 picks are defense.
Correct.
So
the main thing that I look at to tell us that we don't have those players on defense is that look at, and I would like the stat on this, look at how many times teams went for it on 4th down against us. We didn't scare nobody in the punting, playing field position.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the drive alive. And now, even though a lot of teams went for it a lot on 4th down, like us, but against us, nobody was scared of us. They said, oh, we can pick up this 4th down, 4th and 4, 4th and 3. And they picked it up and kept it moving. That tells you a lot. They wasn't scared. They did not have an inkling of a thought that they would not pick up the first down.
Right.
Minnesota's gonna take Dean tomorrow with our pick.
Red, why? Red's locked into D, man. This whole time,
man. I'm trying to figure out who could take Dean. I could see Cleveland. Cleveland. They always be taking them big names.
But
Cleveland come around and take Dean at pick 12, bro. Like,
hold on. If the Kobe Dean is gone and Brian Asamoah is sitting there.
Nope, I want Christian Harris. Nope.
Okay, let's say Christian Harris, but let's just say he's off the board too. Like a guy like Asamoah, I know like instinctually things like that, he may not be there. But I even argue, like when I look at Kobe Dean, like, man, look how fast he's playing. There's a lot of things to me where it's like his just assignment is basic. It's play man coverage, but he looks so instinctual because he's just really good at what he does. You put him in a thing, you just say do that, he out athletes, he outperforms the other player. You know what I mean? He separates himself in that way. So you can give him those simple responsibilities where it's like, all right, that player's just better than your player is.
So what you're sounding like is what Rad said earlier about Gerard Davis. Make it simple, give him a simple assignment.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly downhill.
No, y'all are not. Y'all are
that's
not
what you're saying.
But that's what we're saying.
That's what we're all saying. Yeah, we're all in agreement.
You know what? Y'all in Vegas. Y'all might be drunk because y'all in Vegas right now.
Red, don't get it twisted. We wish you was here, man.
I do. I wish I was there too, but y'all ain't about to compare him to Kobe Dean.
But you're gonna be in Detroit though, right?
They not. Oh yeah, I'm coming to 2025.
Though, right?
Oh, for sure, I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Look,
all right.
I'm gonna be there. But I mean, I don't think Dean will be there. So therefore, let me get.
No, Dean ain't gonna be there in 2024 in Detroit.
Oh no! I'm talking about this draft, man. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get Dean. Because look, bro, we get Dean. I'm telling you, if we land Dean tomorrow, I'm through. I don't need to watch no more of the draft. I don't care whatever picks they make after that. I don't. I'm telling you, bro. We land Dean. I don't care who else they get.
When we get Dean tomorrow, we gonna call you.
We get Dean tomorrow. You can call me, FaceTime me, email me, text me. I don't give a what you do. But if it happens, it's going down, baby.
Now,
I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah, no, I think it has to fall because I don't think he'd trade up for him. Mm-hmm. And here's the only reason I said it. Remember we were watching that video and he was like, we know what trading up for Jameis. the thing, you have to take it. You have to like, we're giving up this, so we have to kind of take those. And we know how important these draft picks are because, I mean, we go free agency, we're not splashing guys.
Right.
We're plugging holes. And so the draft, every pick, we need these picks.
Yeah.
So I think to that, you have to give up things. You have to sacrifice picks where it's like,
So
we really want Dean.
Now.
Yeah, we really want Dean. But if he's not there, maybe trade down comes into play where we're just like, look, he's not there. We talk about Osmo, someone that can do those things on early downs. We might just try to move back.
Okay.
Get some picks back, because then maybe later on we can move back up and do something.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I just look. I want to land one. I want Dean, but if we don't get Dean, then I would like Harris or Muma. I'm not mad with the Brian Osman. That's not bad, but I would like Chad Muma or
Chad Muma is a dog. Brad, why they say you tripping? What'd you?
Because I don't know what I don't know what I did, but look, I know we're not landing Dean, so I'm gonna get off that train. We're gonna have to think of somebody else we got to get, and. I mean, there's a lot of. I like Smith out of Penn State. I still like Channing Tindall out of Georgia. Like, there's still some backers out there. But I like your idea, though. If we can move back and gain a couple more picks, but we feeling good. I'm feeling good. After today, I'm already feeling good.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying Leo Chanel, but Leo ain't got that side. He's a thumper. He can blitz, but
can't do it. It doesn't feel what we need. He's a great player, and to me, I thought he could be a round 1 pick, but he doesn't give us something different. Like, we need something different.
He's another Barnes. He's just a better version of Barnes, I feel like.
Yeah, we need a guy that can. I need a guy that can cover, and I love his blitzing ability, and he's a good run defender. But I know what I need, just like the Hutchinson one. I know I got to get someone that can help me stop the run, not just pass rush. I know that with the linebacker too. It's great that he can blitz, but I mean, am I going to do that every third down? Like, what are we? I mean, I guess you could if you really could stop the run, but I think they're just looking for a guy that can cover, and it seems like. I could be off. I don't know. I mean, they're not going to give it away, but that's what it seems like.
Can I ask this question? Besides Nakobe Dean and some other guys that y'all mentioned, who would be that diamond in the rough that nobody really looked at, but that's just a dog? But he may need he's a little rough around the edges.
Channing Tindall.
You think he'll be there?
Channing Tindall will be there at 40. Channing Tindall might be there at 97.
Yeah, it's good.
But is he big and he has a lot of intangibles that we're looking for?
He's 6 foot 6'1", 230, but he's fast, sideline to sideline. Like, I like he's a good one. I like DeMarco Jackson out of Appalachian State also.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
He'll be there
rough from small schools. Can he cover?
Yeah, he'll be there late. He's more of a Mike, but he's got the size of a Will. If Buddy didn't get hurt, I wouldn't consider him a diamond in the rough. But what's his name? Damone Clark from LSU. I was really high on him until he got hurt, and I think he had back surgery. So I'm not trying to get nobody with a bad back because the back is a killer. Like, y'all talk about Achilles, a bad back, boy, sit you down.
Yeah, that's true.
A bad back can bring you to tears.
That. Right.
Sure, but nah. I like DeMarco Jackson. I like Jackson out of Appalachian State. He was the defensive player of the year. And, so that's somebody. I don't know too many late round sleepers at the safety position, but
so if you took him at 46, you taking him too high?
Who? DeMarco Jackson?
Out of Appalachian State.
Oh, 100%. I think we can get him at one. We can get him at one something.
What about 97? I think that's interesting.
I think 97 is still high. I think we still have a need at either, like, I don't even say corners a need, but if somebody like Roger McCary is sitting there, or even Jason Petrie, or
for sure,
like I'm gonna pull that trigger. Like,
hey, those dudes aren't gonna be sitting there. Hey,
they're not gonna be sitting there. Not at all. I know.
That would be great.
Not at all. I know.
They were saying, I didn't see the Pat McAfee show said we're gonna get Carson Strong. That's funny. Hey man, I had thought in my head I couldn't help. I was like, oh my gosh, are we taking a quarterback? It's like, dude, we better not. I'm all hyped about Hutchinson, and we're gonna go get a quarterback. It's like, there's no way. There's no way. I
thought we were getting Kyle Hamilton.
I thought, again, I didn't know the way the draft board was set up or the value. I thought we were gonna get Dean.
You
I was
did.
thinking defense. I was like, we about to get Dean.
I thought Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton would have been kind of sick though.
Yeah.
Like I'm just being honest, I would have been so
Yep.
happy with that pick too. Kyle Hamilton and Hutchinson would have been nasty.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and then I can't really say that,
But
but
but I'm actually happy the way it turned out though. To get
Me
Jameson,
too. I'm very happy.
like yeah, Hamilton would have been just super dope because I've been preaching bullshit. We all been preaching defense, defense, defense. But to get, we all believe who's wide receiver one until ACL injury. Like I'm not mad at it at all.
Right.
I'm really not. Like because those, like you say, if Chark don't pan out, then where do we go? But it don't matter because we got that boy Jameson right there waiting.
But my thing is, I'm just a firm believer. I always think the glass is always half full instead of half empty. So what if Shark works out?
Then you re-sign him because Chark has already proven that he can be a wide receiver one and he's young.
Okay.
I
So
like
now
DJ Chark.
what happens to Cephas?
I think I think we still got to keep Cephas because Cephas is different than Chark, James. Cephas is a possession receiver. Big body, runs good routes, good hands, possession receiver.
Okay.
Chark and Jameson are more down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Chark's 6'4", Jameson I think is 6'2". I think they're just different builds of different types of receivers. You need multiple types of receivers. I don't think
St. Brown and Reynolds.
Brad, I'm surprised
Reynolds
you
would be the
didn't
one.
bring this up.
Reynolds would be the one that has to go. Like
Who?
I like Reynolds. Josh Reynolds would be the one. I would get rid
No.
of Josh Reynolds before I got rid of Quintez Cephas.
No. I beg to differ with you on that.
100%.
No.
100%. I would get rid of Reynolds before I got rid of Cephas.
I wouldn't. Reynolds is proven. Cephas still is not.
Red, did this come to mind when we took, maybe not immediately, but did you think about this at all? We were walking back after taking, Jameson. I kind of thought about, like, this is, you always talk about you wanted Brandon Cooks. Does that kind of give you, like, the vibe of, like, this is, like, his kind of Brandon Cooks version?
100%. We got a
You thought about that?
We got a burner. We got a guy who got some run after the catch ability. Oh yeah.
Speed.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know that Brad Holmes was trying to compare him. I mean, it wasn't a comparison. Let me not say this wrong. It was brought up about the burners. We're talking about Hill and the guy that we got. Talking about the speed, how they're unique and how they do amazing things on the field. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, what did they say his speed was? Like 23,
The
24 miles per hour?
The fastest receiver in the draft.
Yeah, we just got a burner who can do more than just run a go route, a 9 route. Like he can take a bubble screen, break some tackles, and turn it into 15 yards. He can take a slant to the house. Like we got a guy who can run every route in the route tree, and I love it. I love it. I just didn't ever think we had a chance at Jameson, just because it was Jameson, and then I didn't know we would ever trade up for a receiver. Like they were really, truly wanted a receiver. So I don't know, man. I mean, I know one thing. This is a make or break year, a do or die year for y'all quarterback.
But where was our quarterback drafted in 2016?
But like, even
number one.
Even at that though, when we say that, like,
make or break year,
is it make or break? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But is it also a situation where like this is like what good teams do? I mean, this is a good team supporting cast. Mm-hmm. If I put my quarterback in our supporting cast last year, some guys may be more successful, but realistically, no, you're not gonna be a good team. You know what I mean? Like this is what a good team is supposed to do. Maybe not the best rushing attack, but it's good. Get those weapons to open up the rushing attack. Like having a go-to guy. All good teams have go-to guys. Mm-hmm. Good teams have reliable depth that they count on, which is Josh Reynolds, Cephas. It's those guys. And, you have that one or two playmakers that you stick out, which is for the 49ers is George Kittle. For us, maybe it's TJ Hutchinson. Right. That's to me what it's a good, if I think of all the good quarterbacks, I can't think of a good quarterback that's in a crap situation where I'm like, hey, his offensive line's bad. He has no receiver. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even Burrow, you could argue, his old line wasn't great. That's true. They did have a good run game.
He did have good
And he
receivers.
did have great receivers.
Yep.
And they had a good defense too. Like I get it, man. Goff didn't have everything around him this year. I get it. So I didn't. I mean, I know I call him golfer, but he's a nice above average quarterback. What I think, do I think we still need to improve the QB? I do. But I like for Goff to pan out 100% because then we got 2 picks in the first
That's
round next
case
year that we can
scenario.
get more pieces. Like, but if all
Well,
fails, look, Holmes is setting us up in a great position, bro. Like we got a good core on offense now, young, really good core on offense. Defense is still a work in progress. We're sitting with 2 first-round picks. If the golf experiment fails, we go out and get Bryce Young and plug and play him with his wide receiver he played with in college, and now we looking like the Cincinnati Bengals as far as that QB wide receiver relationship. But at the end of the day, we still got to build our defense. We still have to build the defense.
so
I know we added Aiden Hutchinson.
that right there is facts. Even though,
Hutchinson gave us some
even
juice.
with
He gave us some juice. And then we
right,
getting
even
back
with
Okuda. We still need
the
some.
injuries we
Go
had
ahead.
last year, and you take those injuries away, you make us healthy. We would have won more games, but we still be in the same boat where we would have to address our defense. So I'm in total
100%.
agreement with that. So and I'm in total agreement the way we're building this team. All I'm saying is
He's
just
doing it right.
give my man a chance. That's all. So many
I
people
mean,
that started hating on him for no
we,
reason.
we're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna give him one more chance. All he got is, hey, like big, give me one more. We're gonna give you one more chance, Playboy. This is the year though. It's make or break. I mean, if he come out here and itch the bed this year, like nah, he gotta go.
He
Because
won't.
we've set him up for success, bro. We got a good old line, a good running back stable. We have a second tier tight end. We have a top 10 receiving core. Now we just need to work on that defense. But to be honest, I know I always talk about our defense, how they really didn't. I feel like our offense lost us a few games, to be real. Like the defense, we got blown out a couple times where they was giving up a lot of points, but there's been some times we should have won a few games. I feel like Stafford, this team wasn't the best team, but I feel like Stafford could have squeaked us out at least 2 to 3 more wins.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
he might have been able to.
yeah, well, and again, I agree with you there with the injuries and stuff because Stafford worked around the injuries. Stafford made plays with his left tackle being injured, with his hand being messed up.
But hear about this.
Mhm.
What year? Tell me what year Stafford had a receiving core like last year.
None. He never had
Stafford always,
that.
Stafford always had a receiving core.
Or he always had a good receiving core around
Always. He
him.
had. He did. He did. I would agree.
Yep.
But Stafford dealt with O-line problems, no run
Yep.
game.
Because like I said,
He had
last year was
a
just
good defense
a
most of the
freak
year.
year that, in my opinion, and Chad, Rad, this is my opinion, and I told this to Dose about 5 times today. I'm looking at the Detroit Lions being just like the 49ers the year they went to the Super Bowl. The year prior, they lost Bosa, they lost their quarterback. It was injuries everywhere, and they couldn't get it done. But then the next year, when everybody got healthy, all those first round picks, they were dogs, and they ran through everybody. That's the point that I'm trying to make about us. Is that we were injured. Now we're getting healthy. Now we're getting first round picks. We're getting all these dogs that's coming in, and we will not be the one to walk over this year. You coming to Detroit, you're gonna get your butt whooped because that's just the way it is. We coming for the kneecaps.
I'm gonna address the comment. I'm not trying to do this out of being angry, but I'm just doing this out of, we're here to share information.
Right.
And like things like this, like I just want to, like the check down king who misses open receivers. Has he missed open receivers? Absolutely, he has missed.
Who haven't missed open receivers? I can show you where doggone
I agree.
the quarterback from Kansas City missed open receivers. Come on now.
But here's my thing. Like when you say check, the thing with I get with the check down is like, okay, what did he check down a lot in the first half of the season? Yes. Was a lot of it by design? Yes, because of our offensive line. But if you look at the second half and you just go by numbers alone, they don't represent check down king.
Mm-mm.
They represent a guy that pushed the ball down the field,
but also
above average in the National Football League.
Well, you have to look at the big picture, the whole totality of the situation. Our offensive coordinator was telling us to run the ball, check down, run, third and 19, running the ball because he didn't have the confidence. Check it down. You have to do what your offensive coordinator is telling you to do. It was only one Johnny Unitas called his own plays in the huddle. So all that was built around his offensive coordinator and things that happened throughout the season, unfortunately. But now, when Dan Campbell started calling the plays, tell me about the check down. I can't hear you. I can't. I can't because what I can hear
But
is that we got a 30-yard pass down there to Reynolds. Oh, we had picked up a receiver too.
hey, that was on the first 3rd and 10 we had. It was a touchdown pass.
Exactly.
But also, what else did we grade? We gained a guy like Taylor Decker. So when I say that thing like when did Stafford had a bad receiving core, he may not have had one like we did last year.
Mhm.
But you can also say, okay, well, yeah, he had rough offensive lines,
Very
which on
rough.
paper we didn't have last year, but we actually did have because, as we know,
Injuries.
the injuries that we suffered. So, it's just like, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to struggle in a bad offense.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it is
that's
the truth.
good for us.
Because
That's
we
good
landed
for
the
us.
2 pick and we got
Yes.
Hutchinson. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here with
Yes.
If we had Decker healthy all season, Brad, you would agree, right? We would have won at least 5 games, 6 games.
5-6 games.
Yes, if we'd have, yes, for sure.
And we probably
Yeah,
still
for
could
sure.
have because there were still multiple games that last year that we probably should have won at the end if it wasn't for Justin Tucker breaking records and stuff. We wouldn't have Hutchinson.
Exactly. Because in those games where they broke those records, we could have all we had to do is one offensive series or play away from us doing what we needed to do to win that game. Or defensive play away that we needed to stop them. But it sure is funny after that delayed game that wasn't called on us, they sure did call them for the rest of the season, didn't they?
Brad,
Especially against Matthew Stafford in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
hey,
I'm just saying.
Brad, my computer's about to die, and I don't want to die while we're trying to stream. So first off, shout out to the chat that's in here. Let's do some
Chat.
wrap up statements. You know what I mean? Let's get out of here. Brad, I'll start. You started off.
Okay,
Thoughts on today? What you're looking for the next 2 days?
First of all, today was amazing. It was an honor and a pleasure, and it was just amazing. This is once in a lifetime. I'm here with Dose with his first, talking to Rad. I'm very, very happy with the direction that the team is going in, and as a Detroit Lions fan, I'm very happy with everything that took place today.
Absolutely. Brad, how about you, man? What did you think about today? I mean, you clearly liked it, it sounds like. And what are you looking for the next 2 days? Because I do want to hop on and do some shows. So if you're still down next couple of days, whenever you're down, text me. Because you know we have to do it afterwards. I'll have the stuff charged and we can make it happen now that I know it works.
I'm down to do it again tomorrow night when I get off work for sure.
Day 2 recap.
You know that, baby. Last second dose be doing the most. You heard? So I'm gonna give us an A today. A. I think we nailed it. We got the top edge. We got the top wide receiver before ACL injury. I still wish we would have gave up the 97th pick instead of the 66, but the chat came through with the stats, the numbers, and we won in that trade as far as like the trade point system. So I'm gonna give it an A. Brad Holmes. He did good today. Tomorrow, I need a linebacker. At 46, I need a linebacker. If we don't get a linebacker, I'm gonna need a top tier playmaking defensive player. But I think we should address linebacker at 46, 97. I'm not mad if we go linebacker again, but I think it needs to be defense again at 97. And then we'll talk about when we get in those fifth rounds tomorrow night. But day 2, second and third round needs to be defense, straight defense. Not unless one of them dog running backs is sitting there at 97, and I'm talking Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. If they sitting there at 97, I think we need to pull the trigger and grab one of them running backs, even though I know running back's not a need, but Swift has not made it through a whole season, and Jamal Williams is on his last year. So that's what I want to see us do tomorrow.
For sure, man. No, that's a good point. I'm just saying that Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I'm with you, man. If that guy's sitting there, like you just can't pass up on the value just because we're talking safety and stuff. We'll figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll figure that out. We got defensive backs coach that made it work last year with
Correct.
But you're right. If that guy's there, today was crazy, man. That whole thing was just nuts. The whole draft was insane. Getting Hutchinson. We have been uploading. I've been uploading like clips. I will throw more on YouTube channel, Twitter. As you can see on the screen. Shout out to Brad's Twitter, too. We actually kind of went viral, Brad. I know you saw that. Yeah, Brad. Yeah, right? I was like,
hey, make sure everybody go follow me on Twitter right there, at @rad_LSS. You see the Twitter handle right up there at the top.
Right,
you did. Go
Yup.
show your boy some love. You know what I
Help us
mean?
go
I'm trying to
viral.
figure out this Twitter thing. You know,
Because watch out for spaces too. So make sure you follow
Yeah.
them because we might
straight
just
up.
put you in a space randomly.
Right.
And yeah, same thing. Instagram. We've been posting stuff over there, just clips. So I mean, man, we got to see Hutchinson up close.
Wow.
It's just going from the plane ride where we're coming off. We're like, oh, that's Sauce Gardner's family in there.
Yep.
Which I thought, oh gosh, maybe it's a sign we're taking cornerback at too. I don't know.
Yep.
But that's dead, man. We're just like seeing a lot of crazy. We got Chase Young getting autographed.
Yeah, I got the autograph from Chase Young today and Roger Goodell. It's just been a crazy day, man. It's just been a
That's dope.
truly
That's super
crazy,
dope.
blessed, amazing day.
Brad, let me tell you one little quick thing that I thought was sweet. So Jermaine Johnson, he got picked late, and I saw these dudes because they had their family in the back, and they're coming out of concession, and they're all talking to each other, and they're like, "Oh snap, he just got picked." So you just see these guys taking off, and you can kind of tell by people's face, like maybe who they're related to, and they're running out. I'm like, "Oh, that's got to be Jermaine Johnson's family." You see the clock still ticking down, and then they say Jermaine Johnson. Like that's pretty darn sweet, you know.
That
just
was
that.
awesome.
But man, no, shout out to everybody that's been checking it out, man.
Yeah.
We just uploading.
It's crazy.
It's kind of a mess when I'm in there because I can't really hear anything, so I don't know what the video comes out like. But Rad, my bad
Yo.
today. You know, I failed. I tried to hop in and I was like, this is not working. My connection's bad. I can't hear anything. But
It's all good,
We're here.
man. It's all
We're
good.
here.
We are
It's all
definitely here.
good. I mean, I wasn't even on that long either, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to go spend some family time, but
Here.
you know what? I'm happy we got our little show in tonight. Mr. Banks, you already know it's love. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you, sir.
You too. You as
Stay
well,
blessed,
sir.
both of y'all. You know what I mean? Be safe out there, and we're gonna get it again tomorrow night. You dig?
We gonna
In the
boot
morning.
up again tomorrow
Hey,
night,
to
baby.
recap,
Thank you for letting me sit in with you guys. I appreciate it.
Always, man. Always.
Thank
Chat,
you.
we appreciate y'all pumping and jumping. You know what I'm saying? Pumping
Yeah,
and jumping.
yeah.
Like Doe said, though, hey,
Shout out
be
to
looking
the
out for
chat,
those
for
Twitter
real.
spaces. Them Twitter spaces, we've been doing them, man. Y'all come in there and rap with us. You know, just a little bit of barbershop talk. All
Yep.
about lions.
And yeah, you guys hop in and talk, chat with us. Don't just sit there and listen. Get in and talk.
Straight up. Straight up.
What's it? Yeah, I mean, just because I haven't clicked in the chat doesn't mean I'm gonna read it. I've pretty much read every comment in here. It's kind of a weird setup going on, and I don't want my computer to die. But all right, man. Tomorrow we'll be back.
Tomorrow we'll be back.
Nicole B. Dean.
You dig?
Kobe Dean. I think we're gonna get Dean tomorrow.
I think so too. Nicole B. Dean's gonna be a lion,
Christian
man.
Harris. Christian Harris will be
Christian
on.
Harris can be a lion too. They can
Yeah,
both be a
hey.
lion. That's all I need. Take them both.
Oh, Lord. Christian Harris. Hey, y'all have a good night. Go follow your boy.
You
on
have a
Twitter.
good night too,
Dig?
man. God bless.
You too, man.
God bless, chat.
All right.
Boot up.
Appreciate everybody
Straight
in
up,
here.
boot
All right,
up.
man. We out.
We out.
I am reading this. I see you. I'll put that one up.
What? What we reading? You reading this?
I
I
don't
see.
He's texting me, man. He thinks I'm lying. That's who's crazy.